Well, hello everybody. We're going to take a look now at our weather pattern as we head through the remainder of this week and maybe even kind of sneak peek into the end of March as well. Been real active so far here with some severe weather in parts of the country, a lot of wind, a lot of dust, a lot of fire danger out our way here. And here's the latest one tonight. You can kind of see this spin moving through Colorado, and this is going to be moving out into the Central Plains while you sleep tonight. This is creating the current breezy weather down our way. And as it moves to the east here, it's going to tap into some cooler air up north. And as we get into the next couple of days anyway, the temperatures do not look quite as warm. So if we look at our next big weather impact, which would be tomorrow on Wednesday here, you got a front that's dropping to the south, and you got low pressure over here. Up here in the upper Midwest, and then you've got high pressure over here near Denver, Colorado. And it's the difference between high and low pressure creates this pressure gradient behind this front here, so it looks like a windy, cool day across a good part of the central and southern plain states tomorrow. Now, if we take a look at barometric pressure, at least as of Tuesday evening, the center was up there near Garden City, and these pressures will continue to drop overnight tonight as this storm center kind of moves through the region here. But tomorrow it goes back up here. So here we go again, the ups and downs in barometric pressure. And with that, you get the wind. And also, if you suffer from weather-related illnesses here, I know a lot of people have been in pain lately, and a lot of people are saying, why am I hurting so bad lately? This could be the reason why. It's lots of ups and downs. Now, if we look at winds here, most of the winds tonight across the region are going to remain on the gusty side. And fire weather concerns continue overnight across Texas and into northwest Texas, the Texas Panhandle, and western parts of Oklahoma. And as you can see here, remaining rather gusty overnight tonight. You kind of have a westerly component to the wind here. But I'm watching up to the north here after midnight. There's your front near Guyman, Oklahoma. And as we head into tomorrow morning, this front's going to be moving through. And as it does so, our winds go from west-southwest to the northwest, and pretty strong out of the northwest at that. Gusts tomorrow, late morning into the afternoon, could be 45 to 50 miles per hour. So some really strong winds again tomorrow, but instead of a warm breeze, it's going to be a cooler breeze. The good news is with a cooler breeze, the humidity usually kind of goes up a bit. So that helps with your fire weather concerns. By tomorrow night and early on Thursday morning, it looks like the winds will begin to lighten up a bit. So if we take a look at barometric pressure, if you do suffer from aches and pains here, here's where you're suffering. We have a barometric pressure. This is in inches of mercury here this evening at 29.54. And then by tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, it goes all the way up above 30 inches. So that's a pretty drastic increase in pressure from low to higher pressure, and that continues into Thursday here. It may kind of level out a bit here on Thursday, so that might help some. But here we go as we head towards the latter part of the weekend, latter part of the weekend. We're dropping again, so there could be some more aches and pains coming as we head towards late weekend and early next week. In addition to aches and pains, are you sneezing? Are you having issues? Of course, a lot of the dust lately hasn't helped, but a lot of it's the tree pollen that we're dealing with here. And it looks like oak, hackberry, and maple remain the issues here. 11.4 on Wednesday, 11.5 on Thursday here. Down a little on Friday, but back up we go as we head into the weekend. So if you suffer, just do whatever it is you would normally do to take care of yourself during allergy season. I like to take like an Allegra, and then I take the nasal steroids. Those kind of seem to help at least a bit here. Now let's kind of take a little bit of a sneak peek as we head towards the end of March here. So if we look, this is on March the 19th, right about now. Here's the dip in the jet stream. You got your upper level low over here in the upper Midwest. So we put this into motion here, and you still have this pretty active Pacific jet stream, several pretty strong systems out this way. But they're not diving in across the western part of the country, so it doesn't generate a strong storm system that would pull moisture in from the Gulf here. Instead, this is mostly kind of a bit of a weaker pattern, at least, with these storm systems. There's a little dip there on Friday. That might generate some storms over here in parts of the south. It doesn't look too bad, at least at this point in time. But as we head into the weekend and next week here, you just don't see these big systems. Here's another one kind of moving through. But this is kind of showing a bit of a northwesterly flow aloft with the jet stream here. So instead of getting these strong Pacific storm systems that energize out west and move east, they're coming in kind of from out of Canada, and they're kind of moving to the southeast. So this kind of pattern here would bring cooler air in from Canada and bring it into the eastern part of the country. And that also keeps Gulf moisture at bay here. So we're looking at this into the latter part of March here. You can see a pretty big dip in the jet stream across the east. And look at this, the west. Just not a whole lot going on here. There's another storm maybe towards the end of March, maybe something. But in general, it doesn't look like, as of right now, any of those are going to have big impacts on us here. So with that said, the weather pattern looks a lot better. And instead of seeing all these windstorms and all these ups and downs and big ups and downs and barometric pressure and severe weather threats, we could be looking at a quieter pattern for the end of March here. That would be good news. So maybe the pressure levels out some. Maybe not as much wind here, and maybe we'll see the threat for the more serious severe weather maybe become a little bit quieter, and that certainly is good news. We've already seen 32 or so people that have lost their lives just over the last week from tornadoes across the deep south. So we don't like that, and let's hope these trends on the quieter pattern do indeed continue. All right, well, that's all I have for right now. Thanks for watching, and remember to knock that like, that subscribe button, whatever it is you need to do. And special thanks to Service Master for making these possible.